What's up, guys? Fiend of all games here, back giving you yet another Dramascripted. This Dramascripted is going to be all over the place, but if you're new here, this is Dramascripted, where I go over the most notable things that happened in this past week of wrestling. How I start off on every week, I start off with the ratings. We got Raw with another 1.8 million. We have NXT 2.0 with 508,000, and we have AEW Dynamite with 855,000. Little asterisk. Collision for the past 3 weeks have been in like the 400,000 range, which kind of sucks because Collision is actually a good show. It's just I feel the reason for the low ratings is due to the day and the time slot. I don't think people are going to stay home on Saturday nights to watch wrestling unless it's a premium live event or a pay-per-view. But for a normal wrestling show where they could just come back and rewatch it at any given time anywhere on the internet, I don't think people are going to stay home for it. That's why I think the ratings for Collision have been bad. But moving on, this drama script is going to be all over the place. Like I said before, I'm going to start with the Bloodline Civil War, or whatever we want to call it. This storyline is fucking fantastic. I think that everyone involved in this storyline deserves an Academy Award, because what Roman Reigns, Jimmy and Jay, and Solo have been doing over the past 2.5 years, along with Sami Zayn, even though Sami Zayn's not in the Bloodline storyline anymore, has been phenomenal. This past Friday at SmackDown was phenomenal. The fake passing of the torch of the head of the table. Roman actually got down on his knees and gave Jay the lay and was crying, and then he showed his true colors and low blowed Jay. Then Jimmy, ran in with a running elbow to Roman. The Solo stepped in, knocked out Jimmy, and then for a second, Solo looked at the lay like he wanted to be the head of the table. So this is only gonna, it's like the more and more you think that they can't dive deeper and deeper into the story, the more and more they do. And after that, Roman and Solo beat the bricks off of Jimmy so bad that he had to be taken to a local medical facility. And then at the end of the SmackDown, Jay came back, getting revenge for his brother and picking up the title. Basically, he challenged Roman to a title match at SummerSlam after beating the bricks off of Solo, and Roman leaving Solo hanging, which I think Solo is going to remember that. And also the debut of Solo's t-shirt that just says his name, Solo, in red on it. So the cracks are definitely there. I think something's going to happen at SummerSlam, which Solo is gonna make a decision whether to stay sticking by Roman's side or just turning on Roman and, pun intended, just going solo. But yeah, that's just been phenomenal. Jason Wilder got squashed by Edge. Didn't expect that match. But you know what's weird? Ever since Austin Theory defeated John Cena at WrestleMania, his U.S. title run has been very, very, very lackluster. And it's funny because Jason Waller is what Austin Theory is trying to be. So I think we need to just go and scrap Austin Theory's character again. And I wouldn't mind him going back to fucking up people and taking selfies, because Jason Wilder's character is what Austin Theory is trying to evolve into, but we already have that with Jason Waller. So why don't we just keep continuing pushing Jason Waller, because we see him every week, and then just recon Austin Theory again. I mean, Austin Theory is still incredibly young. He's still under 26, so we have time. That's the best part about Austin Theory. We have time because he's so young. So I feel like you should just you could recon Austin Theory again and just leave that character that you were trying to build Austin Theory into. You already have Jason Wilder who already does that character phenomenal. Moving on to some AEW stuff. The Guns being part of Bullet Club Gold. I guess. I mean, I'm not really a fan because when I look at the Guns, I'm not scared of them. They don't put like that fear that they could like, mess shit up. Like they don't scream that they're Bullet Club. So it's like, I guess like a part of me feels like they just put them in Bullet Club Gold because one, the Guns don't have a stable, and two, their last name is Guns. Those are the only two reasons that I think that they just probably just looped them together. But it's like, I'm not really, I guess I'll give it time. Like I give everything else, I'll just give it time. But Jay White and oh my goodness, Jay White, I forgot the other dude's name. Wow. But Jay White and Juice Robinson, they beat FDR in Collision last past Saturday. And now Dax just said, okay, so you got a shot at the title, so let's do 2 out of 3 falls next week. Wasn't very clear if it's going to be on Collision or what is going to be on Dynamite, but it's probably going to be part of Battle of the Belts. That would make sense because I feel like Battle of the Belts, all the belts should be on the line. So we're just going to have to wait and see when that match happens. I highly doubt they would take the belts off of FTR so soon. I would think you would do it at, if you were going to make a title change, you would wait and do it at All Out. So I highly doubt that that Bullet Club Gold is going to beat FTR for the AEW World Heavyweight title. Past week's Dynamite, everyone's doubting what other roles that MJF could play. He showed a side on this past week's Dynamite that if he has to play the goofy face, he could play the goofy face. Because the lottery tag thing MJF got with Adam Cole, and they were like doing like best buds forever type of gimmick role thing, and it was Adam Cole's birthday. So it was very interesting to see that MJF can play the goofy face role. He could play other roles instead of just being the heel that everyone just wants to punch in the face. So I was surprised to see that, and I was also happy that he can pull. To me, he could pull off the goofy face role if he has to. Jungle Boy still needs work. Now it's gotten to the point where they've given him Vine promos. Jungle Boy rolled up an SUV, talking for 15 seconds, and Hook came out of nowhere and mollywopped him, and Jungle Boy escaped into the car and drove off again. That is really the only flaw that Jungle Boy has, is his promo skills. They are working on it, but it's like, how much more time can we give Jungle Boy? Because he's he started in 2019 with this company, with MJF, with Sammy, with Darby, and they've all surpassed him when it comes to live promos. He's the only one that's an OG that hasn't came up to the plate when it comes to live promos. His other people have surpassed him. So it's only a matter of time left. I'm rooting for Jungle Boy. I want him to succeed. I feel like he has that, when he gets the charisma down, he has that underdog of a Sami Zayn and a Daniel Bryan. Like, he could give us that underdog, hey, he's never going to win the big one, and then he does win the big one. I feel like when he gets the talking thing down and they turn him back to a face again, I feel like that run will be phenomenal. But yeah, that's going to wrap this up for this week's Dramascripted. Remember, there'll be a Dramascripted every week. And until next time, guys, I'm Dante, aka Game Team Feedable Games, and I'm out here. Later, and peace. Be safe, everyone.